I do on my Instagram channel now and again. Shout out Big Baumgardner FB on Instagram is break down some of the Lions' favorite concepts from Ben Johnson, Dan Campbell, and all those guys. So I got one here today. A third and short concept. Lions ran a lot last year and were successful with it more often than not, most of the time, in fact. Ran it here against Tampa Bay in the divisional round on a drive that led to a touchdown. At a big spot in the game. I believe this was the third quarter. Um, and yes, again, so we know what we know about the Lions, right? And we know their entire situation. And actually, I'm going to stop here before I get into this. I want to throw this out. Anybody who's really into the X and O stuff, if you haven't already found this guy, Bobby Peters is an author of football X and O. I believe he's a coach and a writer as well. He's written a lot of books on NFL game planning, NFL offenses, including the Lions. And he's got one on the 2022 season, and I believe he also has one out in some capacity on something from last year as well. So, if you want to check out in detail, like really, really good detail, everything the Lions do offensively, check out Bobby's stuff on Amazon. You can get it right in your Kindle, or I believe you can get a hard or paperback version sent to your house, whatever you want to do. Okay, to this one. A lot of good stuff in there. But this one is one that I think the Lions have run probably more last year. I don't know if they ran it as much 2 years ago, but it looks like something else that they do, and it looks like something else that everybody else does. And also, this is a team that on third and short, you've got to be prepared for everything because we know what we know about them, right? It's this between the 40s, probably got to go for it on fourth down, no matter what. So all things are on the table here on third and one. I called this Spider 2 F short Y throwback. I'm going to explain why in a second. As you see this come across, there's the F short. Looks like Spider 2Y banana, and then the throwback across to the leak out tight end, which is Brock Wright in this case. Really good play for the Lions. Like I said, again, it worked out in this game and set up a touchdown at a critical spot in the game, but also I think they used this an awful lot. They might have used this on fourth down a few times. I can't remember the exact games, but this was a pretty successful deal for them for a few reasons, and we'll get into why here in a second. And this is the old deal. This is what the Spider 2Y banana, the John Gruden special that everybody remembers from back in the day. You got the banana route, right, from the tight end, which is looks like a banana. That's what the whole thing was called from. Spider 2 in this case is the slide protection from the offensive line. The backs can come block right there, and then the fullback, of course, is going to run right into the flat. Gruden always tagged this as 1, 2, 3, 1 to the fullback, 2 to the banana, and then 3 to the guy coming across with the clear out, just being an alert or whatever else to get the garbage out of there. But for the most part, this thing unpacks in a pretty similar concept. Spider 2Y banana, the whole thing. It's a pretty popular concept on third and short, whatever it is, because it usually gets that fullback open right there. Uh, but also, it can put this tight end in a situation where he's got the one-on-one. Breeze is actually going to take that, where you can win there too. It's a really, because you're thinking run, the whole thing, it sells really hard. Everybody sells hard on it. The fullback sells his block, the whole shot. It's a really favorite, popular play, and everybody's always on alert for it in these situations. So you see Drew Brees hitting the banana, which John Gruden wouldn't have loved. But anyway, here we go. Lions going to run this. They're going to catch Tampa Bay's linebackers here, as you can see here, and then we're going to get a safety from Tampa come down and fit the box. And this is going to cause problems immediately. The shift in tight end, but more importantly than anything else, the fullback here is Sam Laporta. This is the guy that everybody, by this point, this is the playoffs. Everyone knows Sam Laporta. He's had a Pro Bowl season. Everyone knows the Lions love to get him the ball in any situation where it's short yardage. Him and St. Brown, of course, but in this third and short, you're really going to probably try to key on Laporta, who's also going to come across in that F short. Tampa also in cover zero here. So mindful of a bunch of stuff. Obviously mindful of maybe they'll just get up here and run duo and just pound right at us. Of course, you got Vita Via. I can never say his name. Inside, so you've got that taken care of. But also, these linebackers and that safety have got to be really cognizant, like we just talked about, of maybe they're going to run the spider play. Maybe they're going to run something else. Maybe they're going to try to mess you, whatever it ends up being. You got to be careful and you got to be cognizant of everything in these situations with a team like this. Here comes the F short, and he's going to just be the fullback route into the flat. St. Brown is going to be the clear out across. You see Montgomery's going to come block. Jameson Williams is going to run the. It's not a drag, but it's essentially the cross back, another level there. And then typically in this play, you would see Brock Wright run the banana, right? And in this case, if you just draw the banana in there, it's gonna look exactly like all the other things that we run. That's not what they're gonna do. Obviously, as we see, everybody gets stuck, and it's really I think it's more on the safety that came down. When you see on the backside on the end zone angle, he really gets confused. But you can see what happens here. You got two guys covering nobody, and this thing is wide open, and boom, it's off to the races. It's 1-on-1. The Lions hit this. I think actually now that I'm thinking of it, they did hit this in. I believe it was a 4th-down play the year prior, a big one to Brock Wright as well in a big game. It's one that at the right time, whatever else. Here you can see these two guys getting confused, and again because I think a lot of people you're keying on Sam Laporta, you're keying on what that fullback's going to do, and not necessarily what Brock Wright's going to do because whatever, it's Brock Wright. He's the blocking tight end. Nobody cares. So look you got both guys literally staring at him right here. And then you watch what the motion does to 23. He's just all in on Sam Laporta. And it's just, oh God, and then away we go. You can see that there in a second. Let me get it back. Watch 23 right here. As the motion comes across, they're talking. Watch when 87 comes across, 23 is just going to completely just lose himself on this play. He's just I don't know what to do. No, I'm just out of it, and then I can't make the tackle either. So the dude on Twitter, Coach Clinton, he'd have a good time with that one. So Spider 2 F short Y throwback. I don't know what the Lions call it. This is a really fun short concept that you see them run a lot. To Laporta or Brock Wright, and I think that's why you saw them pay the money they paid to Brock Wright. He's an underrated player. The 49ers saw him in that championship game, and they do a lot of the similar stuff. A lot of similar stuff the Lions do. They probably have something like this in their offense as well. So another really fun concept from the Lions. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll have some.